Founded in 1997, Fawe Rwanda is Rwanda's chapter of the Forum for African Women Educationalists, Fawe, which is a Pan-African women's organization based in Nairobi with the mission of supporting girls and women to acquire education for development. Fawe Rwanda's action is hinged upon three major projects: Mastercard Foundation Scholarship Program, Beautiful World Canada Foundation Scholarship Program, and Rwanda Career Women's Center. Fawe Rwanda has 7 flagship programs. The comprehensive scholarship program aims to support bright girls from economically challenged homes to access and complete quality secondary education and transit effectively to tertiary education. The scholars are provided with a comprehensive package including tuition fees and a stipend to cover other crucial needs. Fawe Rwanda currently has 825 scholars in different university campuses. Fawe Rwanda supports its scholars with mentoring services by giving each scholar a mentor to confide in. A mentors training workshop this year was organized in August with the aim of equipping the scholars with online mentoring skills as well as psychological support in response to the realities of this COVID-19 era. Mentoring for these scholars was more crucial than ever before during the COVID-19 lockdown.
The fear that came with COVID, it did not affect them so much because we could meet online. This was for them to exchange experiences, share information, and encourage one another on this journey.
In our families, maybe having different struggles, so they teach us how to balance those situations from our families with the academic issues so that no one can affect another.
Through mentoring, psychosocial support has been provided to scholars, first of all by identifying those who needed particular attention. With the support of Mastercard Foundation, 16 scholars are already undergoing professional counseling and are really progressing well. Also this year, an in-country annual Scholars Conference was held after scholars locked down at home since March 2020 due to COVID-19. This conference was an opportunity to look back into how COVID-19 affected the scholars in their e-learning. Although life was not easy for the rural-dwelling scholars with no electricity infrastructure, it was an opportunity for creativity to their benefit, but also indirectly giving back to the community.
During this COVID-19 lockdown, we were supposed to study online, and it was very difficult for me due to lack of electricity in our community. Then I took the initiative to coordinate my neighbors to bring in electricity, and we did it.
All girls and women who have benefited from Fawe Rwanda's scholarship form an alumni network whose aim is to carry out some of Fawe flagship programs, but also strengthen the culture of giving back to the community. An in-country alumni conference this year was held in October, whose main objective was to come up with an annual work plan that would be followed by all.
What we are going to do now is to follow what we have done. How is it helping people? How is it so far? What can we improve? Or at which stage are they now?
This year, Fawe Rwanda alumni's giving back includes their advocacy with Fawe Rwanda, whereby 20 teenage mothers were rehabilitated through a 3-month course in tailoring to help them reintegrate the socio-economic life of the nation. Interestingly, this giving back gesture of Fawe alumni has gone beyond Rwanda's borders. Gafaranga Farha is a Fawe Rwanda Secondary School alumni and currently a University Mastercard scholar in Ghana.
I've joined hands with the Rwandan diaspora in Ghana, with also my other Rwandan members, to contribute in paying mutuelle de santé. That's how we call it in Rwanda. That's insurance for the people who are vulnerable. Another thing we did was teaching our culture to other people in the diaspora about cleaning their country, which we do every Saturday. We call it Omuganda in my country, but we also introduced it in another country in Ghana as a way of cleaning and making our continent clean.
Career Guidance and Counseling is Fawe Rwanda's program that aims at supporting scholars in making informed and impactful career choices within industries that practice corporate social responsibility. A career guidance and counseling training was organized in October 2020 for new scholars to help them acquire basic skills to be able to use IT equipment and engage online. They were also supported to make informed and impactful choices by interacting with leaders from University of Rwanda and Ines Ruhengeri University. However, most of the guidance and counseling for the scholars was done online and proved quite fruitful.
Career counselors and mentors that we work with were assigned to different scholars, and they conducted individual and group career guidance on a monthly basis. Thanks to Fawe Rwanda and Mastercard Foundation, all scholars are supported with a laptop, and they were given stipend to buy internet, airtime and electricity so that they can be able to follow up with also e-learning.
In this lockdown, I studied how to prepare interview, how to build the experience, how to build my unique selling proposition. I studied how I may go in the society and pitch my idea, even seek the funders even if I have a project. I'm able to stand in front of people to pitch my idea and convince them.
To ensure a smooth transition from university to the workplace, Fawe Rwanda this year organized industry attachment for her finalist scholars and made a follow-up of these girls who were working in different institutions as volunteers or interns as a response to the COVID-19 lockdown in the country.
This internship is helping me to build connection and networking with senior physiotherapists who are currently working, and I'm sure that this will help me to get some important information on how I can get a job after finishing my studies.
To increase the effectiveness of this program, a career counselors and mentors training was also organized by Fawe Rwanda this year in August to equip them with knowledge in using online tools when they are planning career sessions. It will also help them in conducting individual and group career guidance sessions and to know how they can use these same tools in their daily, professional and personal life. One of the elements of the Mastercard scholarship package is training of these future leaders, functionaries and citizens in transformative leadership. This year, a leadership training was carried out for 353 scholars in October. The training was aimed, among other things, at equipping participants with relevant technical knowledge on how to appreciate societal values and norms to help them achieve their goals by making right career choices.
As a lab technician, in this field, this is a field that we are required to meet a lot of people, and we are supposed to be team working. And we know in every team we are supposed to be having someone to coordinate us, to help us in the operation, as well as knowing our personal values. If somebody is having these values, how am I supposed to associate with this person?
Launched in March 2019, the Scholars Entrepreneurship Fund for Mastercard Foundation Scholars is aimed to support viable scholars projects prone to provide solutions to needs identified in their communities. In addition to an entrepreneurship and business development workshop organized in September this year in collaboration with Rwanda's Business Development Fund, BDF, in favor of the scholars, a follow-up of the projects in progress was done earlier this year in July. These projects are chiefly in the crop and animal husbandry sectors.
Scholars were at home and they could monitor what was being implemented on the field. And the SAFE program, first cohort, that had 16 projects, 15 have been implemented successfully.
In partnership with Mastercard Foundation, Fawe Rwanda replaced 22 laptop computers for scholars whose machines had either been stolen, struck by lightning, or just had technical problems. In Fawe Rwanda's effort of always striving for the betterment of Rwandan girls' livelihoods, the organization has decided to support 144 alumni who could not make it to tertiary education since their grades were not high enough to earn them a Fawe Mastercard scholarship at university. A 6-day workshop was hence organized in October this year to train them in business idea generation and business plan development.
Fawe Rwanda, in partnership with the Mastercard Foundation, will then support these projects with a startup package to initiate the income-generating activities.
Fawe Rwanda has embraced its scholars further by giving a second chance to girls who were delayed in pursuing their tertiary education due to different reasons, one of which was unwanted pregnancies.
Fawe Rwanda gave me a second chance to resume my studies, and I'm very grateful for that. I worked hard to make sure that I succeed in my exams. I actually got 73 out of 73 in a combination of history, economics, and geography.
Through Fawe Rwanda, Beautiful World Canada Foundation has joined national efforts to increase the number of girls in technical, vocational education and training, TVET, where it is currently supporting 70 scholars pursuing an advanced diploma or a bachelor's degree in different disciplines in technical and vocational education and training. These scholars are enrolled in the Integrated Polytechnic Regional Center, IPRC Kigali, and University of Tourism and Business Studies, UTB. Through Fawe Rwanda's gender equality mobilization, the girls from IPRC and UTB are overcoming the man's work stereotype.
The work I'm doing now is about rearing of waterware, and I'm proud of this because this is the kind of job generally considered as men's work, and I'm actually doing the work better than some of the men.
Fawe Rwanda is very proud of its partnership with Beautiful World Canada. This year has been a very challenging year due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but that did not stop Fawe Rwanda from supporting its scholars because we continue to operate online. Our scholars were able to find internship and voluntary work to enhance their skills. The program is also proud to say that the employed alumni have kept in their jobs even after the pandemic led to many sectors laying off their employees, hence the relevance of the TVET courses.
Fawe Rwanda this year started a Career Women's Center in response to the government's drive to increase the employability of its citizens, particularly young women, through skills development. This initiative is supported by UN Women and the Organisation Internationale de la Francophonie. Fawe Rwanda is currently in partnership with KL University in India and Fawe Regional Secretariat, where 40 students, girls and boys, have been awarded a highly competitive full scholarship in different areas of science and technology. The students are already in India, and this is yet another step forward in increasing access to high-quality education for Rwandans. With savings from their stipend, a number of Fawe Mastercard scholars have started their own businesses. Mukamir Aline, now studying in University of Rwanda Level 3, started with only 15,100 francs in 2015 when she was in second year of upper secondary.
Nahereye ku bihumbi 15 ntangirira ku nkoko esheshatu z'inyarwanda nizo nahereyeho yose hamwe akakanya amafaranga make uhagaze ni miliyoni 2.5.
Uwambazimana Karin, now in Ines Ruhengeri University Level 2, started with 5 rabbits, then sheep, and then progressed to pigs and cattle. She is now cultivating gooseberries, accompanying this with livestock.
I'm currently having 4 projects, and when I sum up the total of all these 4 projects, it's around 3 million Rwandan francs.
In response to the COVID-19 lockdown, Fawe Rwanda Mastercard scholars reacted innovatively by creating income-generating activities. Mukamana Solange is producing liquid soap and hand sanitizer, while Twimarirungu Josiane has designed a fashion website. All this they got from personal savings drawn from their stipends.
The customers that I supply my liquid soap is Auberge hotels and Milano hotels and different restaurants who work in Musanze district.
I had an idea of how I can improve my software development as I do modules, and I got an idea of creating a website. That's where I come up with the idea of creating Nyambika design platform, where I connect the tailors and the clothing shops with their clients on my platform.
For the scholars, the realities of COVID-19 have also been an opportunity for investing money from their stipends, but also directly or indirectly giving back to their closest community. their families.
Nowadays, I have 8 goats with a value of 300,000. During the COVID-19 lockdown, I started rearing a pig with cost of 75,000. I built a house for my family with value of 700,000. Also, I bought a land of forest which cost 150,000 Guinean francs. I bought a solar energy for my family to get light and charge my phone.
According to the national coordinator of Fawe Rwanda chapter, although they were coerced by the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, they maintained their resilient spirit.
We were able to implement almost all our activities without any barriers, apart from, of course, our scholars who were at home. But we were able to support them through online activities, to provide internet connectivity where it was possible, those who did not have electricity at their homes. When we had that partial lockdown, when we were able to move, we visited them at home and provided them the support that we were supposed to provide.
The leadership of Fawe Rwanda here expressed their way forward for the coming days.
The way forward is to make sure we go on identifying funding opportunities so that we are able to support more and more girls and young women to survive through life skills, entrepreneurship and leadership. Also to look for funding for scholarships. There are so many girls out here who do not have funds to go to school. That is our mission.
We still have challenges. The girls, much as the retention and access of girls has increased in schools, but we still need your support. As you know, we are an NGO, we don't have government funds. Please, I encourage you to come and support our girls. You know, as the saying goes, support a girl and you support a nation.
This year's achievements for Fawe Rwanda are yet another step forward in supporting girls' success in education in response to the government's vision of sustaining the development of its citizens by laying a solid foundation for a knowledge-based economy.